Hey guys, how's it going? It has been a great week, and here we are, another Q&A. Lots of good questions this week, and we did one less video this week. So, had a mellow weekend. I'm actually filming this on my weekend, but it means that I'm able to not have to work so hard over my weekend to get all of these videos produced and edited for you guys. You might hear the lawnmower in the back. One of the neighbors is mowing their lawn right now. I did want to say though, on one of the videos from last week, there was a scam that was going around. It was actually the video where I unboxed the bistro set that I'm currently sitting in, and somebody was commenting, some scammer, that contact them, you've won a giveaway prize, and that's not true. There was no giveaway that I was doing. I wasn't hosting an event or anything like that. It was just somebody trying to scam you. So I will never ask you for you to text me or anything like that, or give me any credit card information or banking information. If I ever tell you that you won, it will be that you need to email me at visitourgarden@gmail.com. It will never be to text me on WhatsApp or send an email to some random email. It will only be from visitourgarden@gmail.com. Nothing else. I will never ask you for any personal information except for maybe your mailing address and your name. I'll never ask for any banking information or anything like that from you. So please beware. I am aware that it was going on. I can't see the comments anymore, so I don't know if maybe YouTube did remove them or what, but thank you to all of you that did let me know that there was a scam going on. So with that being said, let's jump into it. There were only 5 videos last week, which was really nice for me to take a little bit of a breather. I've been doing about 70 hours a week producing videos. So that on top of my other job, I'm working way too many hours right now. But this is springtime and this is kind of go time. And I'm also working pretty hard over on Instagram also. If you're not following me over there, I'm trying to post 3 or 4 reels, which are very short little videos over there, and they're actually really funny. I post a lot of really funny videos over there. Also, if you don't have Instagram, you can go to our website, visitourgarden.blog, and it will show you everything that gets uploaded in real time to Instagram. So you should be able to see all the little videos that we do, which there's a lot of them, and there's some really good ones. So if you don't have Instagram, check out visitourgarden.blog, and you'll be able to see everything that we post to Instagram in real time. And I have been doing some blog posts, but I haven't in the minute because it's just been so busy. And so check out the website or come hang out with me over on Instagram at visitourgarden. All right, let's get into it now though. So last week was I Swear That I'm Okay, and there were so many bloopers. So it was Q&A from last week, and then installing edging and gravel. And then we did planting proudberry, coralberry, and epitasporum, shaping topiary, fertilizing pots, and drying lavender, and extending a flower bed, new bistro set, and mulch. So it was a busy week. We got a lot done. And I tried to keep the videos just a little bit shorter because you don't want to see 15 minutes of me just spreading mulch or 15 minutes of me pounding edging into the ground, which I still have more edging that is supposed to be coming. I have to email the company and let them know how much more that I need. So there's gonna be a lot more videos about the install of the edging. But once that happens, it's gonna be so nice because it's gonna look so finished and it's gonna look so refined. It's gonna be so stunning. So let's get into the questions. There weren't a whole lot of questions on some of the videos, but there were still a decent amount of questions. So let's get into it. The first question on that video was from Darlene, and she had said, your crisscross planting on the gray wall is gorgeous. What kind of plant is that? Vine. So you're talking about this right here. This is our fence right here, and this is a honeysuckle, and we did Espalier. If you just search Visit Our Garden Espalier, you will see videos popping up about how Janie from Dig Plant Water Repeat and we both installed this together. She came over and she helped me out. And so there's tons of videos on that. Just search Espalier, Visit Our Garden, and you'll see how to install it. It's really easy, and it's actually extremely cheap to install. I think it's like, for the wire and the hooks, it was like 20 bucks or something like that. And then the plants, I think, were like 12 bucks a piece. And the last question from the Q&A, very few questions. Judy had said, are you going to continue the Espalier that you're currently sitting in front of, also currently sitting in front of, or maybe plant something at the end of the Espalier so that has a resting spot? I hope that you can understand what I was trying to say. Sometimes it is hard to get my thoughts into words. I think that we're gonna leave the Espalier right where it ends because I put that container that has the rose in it there, and I feel like that's a really good ending point. We thought about going one more square over, but it wouldn't be where the edging ended, and I don't want to move the edging. So I think we're gonna leave it where it is, because where it ends and then I have the rows in that pot, it like ends perfectly. So I think that's where we're just gonna leave it be. The next video that we did was installing edging and gravel, and that has made a huge change in the garden. It is so nice. I love looking over here, especially out of the living room window. First question on that video was from Karen, and she had said, I love the metal edging. Did you find it easy to install? It was really easy to install. There were a few points where I could tell that there was a rock down below where I was hitting the edging, and it would just kind of like teeter on the rock. But it was pretty easy. I just kind of like pulled the edging out and then put it back in the exact same hole, and it would kind of like find its way around the rock. So it's really easy to install. One piece only takes a couple of minutes to put in. I think that I did the metal edging in the straight piece, which was 3 pieces, and maybe like, I don't know, it might have been like 10 minutes, maybe 15 at absolute most. It's really, really easy to install. Next question on that video is from Sandra, and she had said, what kind of rock do you use? Is it easy to walk on? We are using 3/4 inch salt and pepper. I think it's like cobble or something like that. And easy to walk on. It takes a minute for it to like compact and like settle down. If we had a compactor, it would be super easy to walk on. We have it in the driveway where the cars go over it, and it's really, really easy to walk on. These areas where you just put it down and it's fresh to go down in the ground, it is a little bit harder to walk on. So I will say that, and like the carts and everything, they do sink into the ground, and the lawnmower sinks into the gravel. But after time, it does compact, and it is much, much easier to walk on. The next question on that video is from Donna, and she had said, Robbie, I love what you've done with the place. The end of the espalier looks so intentional, and the gravel pathway looks so neat and clean. Does the edge right edging come with curved pieces, or do you have to bend the straight edges to form curves? Will the Lady Banks rose kill the pine tree, or is it just a maintenance nightmare? Love your new table, and thanks for paying it forward. Okay, so edge right does not come with curved pieces, but these pieces are so easy to bend. I mean, not like so easy to bend, it's not like you just like sit there and you snap them and bend them, but just with a little bit of like, you know, tug to them, they do bend. Brent did the one piece that we needed bent, and he put it like on the ground, and he just like slowly bent it until we got it to the curve that we wanted. So it's really easy to bend should you need to bend them to a curve. I probably wouldn't do like a like super tight corner. These need to be like slow bends. Otherwise, you just want to do like straight edges, which they come with connectors that make it so that you can do like T-pieces, they come with elbows, they come with all these different connectors that you could use. And then as far as the Lady Banks, that will probably end up killing that tree. I don't know when, but it definitely will end up killing it, because it's just going to continue to grow, and its foliar growth will take over the tree, which in the summertime, when it's just blooming, when it's not blooming anymore and all you see is green, it looks like the tree is totally healthy, but it's just the leaves that you're seeing from the Lady Banks rose. So it's easy to maintain, but it is a lot to maintain. It's not something that like you just like plant it and you can forget about it and it'll do whatever it wants to do. And no, it needs a lot of maintenance. So just forewarning you on that one. And the last question on that video was from Ruth, and she had said, what? That was brilliant use of a blowtorch. Tell me more. We are laying that type of ground cover, and when I cut it, it frays. I learned that trick from somebody else who has a flower farm. When I was doing the flower farm in our backyard, they used a blowtorch to cut the pieces and then to burn holes when they were putting their plugs inside the ground. And so I learned that, I think it was from Florette. I think it was probably from Florette. And yeah, amazing. Don't cut it, because then it frays and it never, like, it just continues to unwind and you get pieces everywhere. Use a blowtorch. It's absolutely amazing, super easy too, and it takes way less time to use the blowtorch than it does to like actually go through and cut the fabric. The next video that we did was planting proudberry, coralberry, and pittosporum. And the first question on that video was from Bearbell, and they had said, why don't you wait to move any of your bushes before you see what the pinkberry plant does? Honestly, the plant that was there, I didn't really love it anyways, so I wasn't heartbroken about moving it. And the daffodils that are around it do need to get pulled anyways. They don't come back for me, so I'll end up pulling the daffodils, and I'm hoping that the berry bush does better. I did find one that I think will work better should this one not work out. So, and it has pink berries. We'll talk about it later at a different date. Next question on that video was from Carla, and she had said, I just love hearing your sweet finches in between the rooster crows. Does the rooster have a name? And the tulips that are still hanging on, are they still good because they bloomed late? Or is that just the variety that seems to last longer? The finches are so amazing to hear. I love hearing them. The rooster, I don't know if it has a name. That rooster. I don't know if you guys heard that one. He's far away right now. It's not our rooster. It's our neighbor's rooster. And I don't think it has a name. I don't know. I never asked because it just goes. I usually, because so many people get you either love the rooster or you hate the rooster. And I've found that people that hate the rooster are very vocal about hating the rooster. And they're vocal to me that I'm mean for having a rooster and my neighbors should hate me because I have a rooster. I don't own a rooster. It is not my rooster, it's my neighbor's rooster. It does not bother me one bit, except for when I'm filming, because I don't want to hear from people yelling at me about the rooster. So the rooster doesn't have a name that I know of. It's not my rooster. I'm gonna have to continue to defend myself on that one. I'll pop up little pop-ups on the screen, I guess, from now on about it's not my rooster. And it doesn't bother me. So I don't know the rooster's name. And then as far as the tulips go, not the daffodils, the tulips, they are called Clearwater, and they are a late blooming one, but the ones that are still blooming, which they're done blooming as of today, those ones were planted in a bit more shade, and so they got protection from the hot afternoon sun, so that's why they lasted longer. The ones on this side of me over here, they were planted in more sun, and so they didn't last super long. They still lasted a good amount of time, but the ones that were planted in a little bit more shade lasted a lot longer, by almost 2 weeks. So that's a really long time for them to last. So Clearwater, which I do plan on planting a ton of, I would love 400 or 500 of just those next year. The next question on that video is from Christopher, and he had said, does the pink berry shrub need a pollinator? It does not. It is self-pollinating, which is really nice, because I also have the berry poppins, which needs a Mr. Poppins to pollinate it. But the Mr. Poppins can pollinate up to, I think it's 4 or 5 different shrubs that also do berries like that. Berry poppins requires a pollinator, and then this one that has the pink berries, which is Proudberry, does not require a pollinator. It's self-pollinating, which is really, really nice. So if you don't have a ton of space for 2 shrubs, grow this one. I just picked up both because I can't technically grow this one. So this is a experiment, but I've seen it go for $45 online, where I found it for 18 bucks, and I was like, I'm willing to risk it for $18. So if you're in those lower zones, I would grow that one if you don't have a ton of space, because you can get really beautiful berries off of it. So I did hear though that it takes a couple years for you to get a really good show out of it. One thing I did forget to say about the Proudberry was that it doesn't need to be cut back to about 12 inches every single year. So it blooms and it produces its berries on new growth, so on new wood. So you need to cut it back in the springtime to about 12 inches tall, and then you'll get your flowers and your berries on all of its new growth for the year. So it should get to that 4 feet every single year. So just to let you know that you need to cut that thing back to be able to get your berries and your growth. Otherwise, it's just gonna get absolutely massive and take over. So cut it back to about 12 inches every single year, and it should rebound no problem too. Next question on that video was from Loves of Junebug, and they had said, lovely question. What kind of maintenance does your fountain require? It sounds so tranquil. It's not our dog either, okay? The fountain just requires it to be cleaned out, and for the fountain pump itself to be cleaned out every once in a while. So we just clean the fountain out probably once a week when the privet tree that's there, when that thing starts dropping everything, we have to clean it out constantly, and we have to clean out the pump that's in there. But other than that, it's just refilling it as it gets empty. We do have it set onto our irrigation system also, which is really nice. So it's got an emitter, so it's pretty easy. It's set up on our drip irrigation, and so we don't have to worry about it too much. It does refill, but occasionally the dogs drink out of it or wildlife drinks out of it, and so we do have to constantly refill that thing up, which we refill it maybe every 3 or 4 days. The next question on that video is from Danielle, and she had said, good morning, Robbie, your garden looks glorious. I love the morning dew as well. It makes everything look young and fresh. Question, what is the dark green shrub over your right shoulder at 7 minutes and 36 seconds? It's a Lawson saguaro cypress. It's actually an evergreen, and it's really, really pretty. It does get tall. I think it's like 12 to 15 feet tall, but it stays pretty narrow. It's very, it's perfect to like just tuck into a garden bed. It's so pretty, and it's got like the shapes of like the saguaro cactus. It's got like the arms that reach out. It's a really, really cool piece. The next question on that video is from Sydney, and she had said, would you consider dumping ice cubes at the base of the proudberry weekly during the winter, or does that only work with plants that completely die back like peonies? I would not consider that. That's just, I don't have the time for that. And honestly, like, because we're not staying here forever, I don't want to leave a plant in the ground that somebody would have to do something like that. Like, that's just way too much work. And somebody who buys this house who may not be like an avid gardener like myself, they're not going to come out here in the winter months and dump ice cubes on a plant. So I've never done it for peonies. My thought is, if you require that much maintenance, you better make a huge impression on me. And there's nothing out there so far that I've been like, yeah, I want to go dump ice cubes on my plants, or I would love to dig and divide this plant. It's just, no, you better work perfect in this growing zone if you want to stay in my garden. And the next video that we did was shaping topiary, fertilizing pots, and drying lavender. First question on that video was from Fabric and Flowers, and she had said, are we supposed to cut back our lavender after the first flush? Okay, so I have an extremely long growing season, so I cannot speak for anybody in other growing seasons or growing zones or how long their growing seasons are, but this is what I do. I'm in zone 9. My like off time is like 2 months, so I have 10 months of growing season here. So I cut it back because I let it go over the entire winter, and then I'll cut it back in the spring, and then I'll cut it back again later, but I'll do like a light pruning on it. So don't do what I do if you're in colder zones. My growing time is, like I said, 10 months long. So I get 2 flushes out of my lavender. Next question on that video was from Elaine, and she had said, hi Robbie, I absolutely love your channel and I'm always learning so much for you. Question, I am not familiar with Roosters. Is he ever quiet? He makes me chuckle because you talk and he pipes in. He is never quiet, except for right now. So I don't know where he is, but he's quiet right now. Usually he's actually like, all of their chickens are right up against the fence right here. There's lots of like bugs because they've got a giant tree right here. So there's a lot of bugs on the ground and grubs. So they're always along this fence right here. I can hear them scratching and throwing things up against the fence. It's actually really cute. But nope, never quiet. And he hears you talking and he sounds off. So I can't even tell you guys how many times I start a sentence over. because of a train or a rooster. I have to start sentences. I'm talking through this one. I have to start sentences over and over and over again because of roosters and chickens. And because of roosters and trains. We are so close to the train tracks. It is so loud. So I often have to wait for the train to get all the way past us. Or Freya. And then the roosters just go off and then the roosters just go off all the time. So no, he's never quiet. And there are so many trains that pass by. So no. The amount of rooster crows that you guys hear and trains that you guys hear is like maybe 1/10 of the amount that there actually are. So I'm constantly like, I'll be in the middle of talking and then I go and wait for it to crow, wait for the train to go, and then I finish my thought. And the last question on that video is from Angie, and she had said, love your calla lilies. They are huge and beautiful. Where did you purchase them? Those ones are actually from Monrovia, and I just purchased them at Lowe's. So I think those ones actually, Monrovia might have sent to me a couple years ago. Might have been 2 years ago that they sent me those. Either way, they're from Monrovia, and they do calla lilies really, really well. And the last video that we did was extending a flower bed and new bistro set and mulching beds, and it looks so good, except now the tulips have dropped all their petals and, you know, so is life. First question on that video was from Shelby, and she had said, Freya is so in love with you. She is just a little baby angel. She's just so sweet. She's actually staring at me right now. She's laying down. Hello. She's always right here. Always right here, huh? Little baby angel. She is never far. She's right here. So she's always close. Back to the question. She said, don't you get splinters spreading mulch with your hands? I do. I have to use a shrub rake or my foot. I was a little sad about the wisteria until you pulled it and saw those wimpy roots. Yeah. Okay, so I don't really get splinters. I might get like 1, maybe 2. But splinters don't bother me too much. So I do hair for a living, and there's a thing, it's really awful. They're called hair splinters, and it's basically somebody's hair goes into your skin, and it's a splinter made out of somebody's hair. And those are so terrible. I don't know if you've ever had like a metal splinter, but they're just as bad as metal splinters. They're so terrible. They're so painful. I get them in my hands. I get them in my feet. I get them like in my chest, just from like people's hair just getting cut and it goes into your skin. So wood splinters actually, like, they don't even bother me too much. And from this mulch, I maybe get like 1, maybe, if that. This time I didn't even get any. So if anything, I would just use gloves, but also I use my foot to spread a lot of things, like all of the gravel. So use your foot too. Next question on that video is from Susan, and she had said, what about putting that standard rose in the pot in front of the window and the bird bath in front of it? I think that might be a little too much. I just want to do a rework of that bed. I've got a hydrangea there. It's called Glacier Bay. It's from Monrovia. It's really pretty. It has black stems and then white blooms on it. But I think I want to move the bird bath so it's a little more centered. Actually, Cindy Etchhorn, who is a landscape designer, she had sent me an email and she'd said move that bird bath more forward so it's like a centerpiece instead of like a backdrop piece. And I'm thinking that I'm gonna listen to whatever she tells me to do. She's the one who came up with this pathway idea and extending the flower beds and making it so it's a straight pathway. And so if she sees a problem and she's gonna tell me how to fix it, I'm gonna fix it. So I think I'm gonna do that. And then she said to add something to the background of that. So I'm gonna listen to what she says to do because this is what she does for a living. I'm just a hobbyist. Next question on that video is from JRP, and they had said, so cute when Freya came to protect you from the siren monster. I love the new edging and gravel pathways. They really add a finished look to your garden. Question, how about a climbing rose to replace the wisteria on the aviary? Freya is so cute. So when she was younger, one of us, might have been me, possibly encouraged her to make the woo woo sound when the train came by. And it was really cute when she was a puppy. It's not so much cute anymore. So we don't discourage it anymore. We just let her do what she needs to do. She just usually runs over to us and lays down. When she's inside, it's really cute though, because she knows she's not allowed to do it inside the house. And so she'll be sitting there and she goes, ooh, ooh, ooh. They're so quiet and they're so cute. So inside she doesn't do it, outside she does it, and whatever. And then as far as putting a climbing rose on there, that area is gonna be pretty much shade, I think, this year anyways, because we have a tree that's growing right next to the aviary. And so it definitely needs something that can grow in the shade that's a vine. What that is, I don't know. I would have loved to have done a climbing rose there, but it just won't get enough sunlight. So we'll have to think of something else that can handle a little bit more shade, because I think that that's going to help the finch that are in there stay cool this summertime. And the last question on that video was from Peonies in Pink, and they had said, is the edging 4 or 6 inch? And it is 6 inch edging. I would recommend doing 6 inch. I probably wouldn't recommend anything smaller. I don't know if they do 4 inch. I didn't see that option, but I mean, they probably do. So 6 inch, and I think that there's a couple areas that I would like to go with the taller edging also, where I've got some like buildup of some like raised beds anyways. So I think I'm gonna also order some taller edging for some other places on the property that I want this edging to be in. But the 6 inch is absolutely perfect and works wonderfully. So order the 6 inch if that's, you know, if you don't have like a very deep flower bed already. 6 inch is totally perfect. So that is gonna be it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for coming along with us last week, and I can't wait for you to see what we do this week. I've got some good things planned and some exciting things planned, and it's gonna be a good one. Tomorrow's video is gonna be great. It's gonna be really exciting. More makeover stuff on the property, and it's all coming together. It feels put together now. I feel like a real adult. So I can't wait for you guys to see what I do this week. It's gonna be a good one. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.